Hello, Pete. How you doing?
Not too bad.
I'm Glenn. This is Pete Hofer. We're out here at the nice colony of Plainview. Been here for quite a while. There's a new barn they just made 2 years ago, or remade it, or remodeled. So Pete here is the main Faro guy, right? So Pete, when you bought the slats, I know it seemed like you did a little bit of study before you bought them, didn't you? I mean, you guys checked about a year before you did this. You checked and checked and checked. Now, you ended up with the polygrade Faroex slats in there, right? They've been in there how long in the Faro rooms?
Just under 2 years now.
Really? Now, let's think. You got, what is say maybe 2 or 3 things you really think they're okay about, or you really like, or what do you like about them, or do you like anything about them?
Superb traction.
They do, eh? Okay, what else? One other point.
They're decent to clean.
Yeah.
They're not bad.
Yes.
The traction for the sow and the piglet is very good.
Really? Okay, so right now you're saying the traction is good and the cleaning is good. So let's go back to this traction. Okay, let's say on a sow. What do you notice there of the sow with traction? Getting up or what? What does it mean?
Well, all get up and down, or laying down. The sow is very confident she will not slip.
Okay.
She's comfortable.
All right. So when they want to get up, do you notice them kind of straining and sliding and straining to get up, or can they just straightforwardly hydraulically jump up or just step up?
Yeah, just get up.
Just get up. So that's what you notice, and you have a point there. Now, even on you had tenderfoot before, didn't you? And it wasn't maybe that slippery, was it? Did you think they got up as good as that or better?
No.
Tenderfoot made it was a little slippery, eh?
Oh, that was slippery.
Yeah. Now, behind the sow, when you, these products have a web in it, and they're little, in the product here, but how do you find in cleaning now? Say, you're going to get a little bit, some type of feed, depending on, you get a little poopy behind the sow, like, right around the sow there, the first 2-3 days. Do you find you get a little poopy in there?
The first few days, naturally, you have to clean up a bit, but other than that, once she starts eating a little more, the kids have to take very little out. It does fall down.
Yeah, the baby pigs tramp it in.
Yeah.
You think that high-low with the cheese cutter effect of that slat design helped somewhat to the baby pigs walking on it and kind of pushing the poop down?
Yeah, it does. They don't plug.
Yeah. Say you had that tenderfoot. Did you find you had to clean that a little more? About the same.
No, tenderfoot I didn't clean very good.
Behind the cell, a little more poop pile up.
A lot more.
Yeah. So this is about the first 3, 4, 5 days you clean, or do you clean more?
Well, it varies a bit, but maybe it's compared to what we had, it's a big difference.
Yeah, maybe a week. You're sometimes having to clean up to a week sometime.
Yeah, we do. Regardless, if there's some there, so you minimize the amount of manure there.
Yeah. So there's that. Now the traction there. So then sores on the sow or anywhere or anything you're noticing?
No, not.
Have you had?
Not from as an abrasive slat, no.
How about any teat? You had some teat tear, a little bit here and there? Some?
Very little, very little.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's worse than, what we used to have on the tenderfoot.
Sometimes they'd step on their teat, or do you think the product was ever tearing it sometime? Or
there's very little of it.
Had noticed. Not much. Now, the other thing, you notice on a baby pig here, when they go to milk, say on a gilt, do you feel they get good traction with those high-low, so they get in there and suck?
Yeah. You get one that it can put the rear hoofs into and fight for it and keep its place, fight for its place.
Okay, they're getting pushed aside when they're small, or some odd ones, eh?
Yeah, well, if it's slippery, but they've got good, they can hold their own, they've got good footing to fight, to keep their place if they've got it.
Yeah, right. And that's kind of important because some slats are slippery. Now, even the nice as your tenderfoot was, how did you find that when a baby pig was trying to grab on there? And they did about the same or better, or action or traction there to get a grip, or did they slide a little bit? Did you see?
Well, when it's wet, no matter what, the tenderfoot is slippery.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Didn't have that ability to grab in that there one ledge, like. And that is, we found a big difference. You're right. Get the grilt, to let that milk down and get in there and massage the baby pig. If it's pushed away 1 to 2 times, gets a little weak, and then it's had it maybe, eh? So they get the milk on the gilt down, so it lets the milk down, and So that's good. Now, you notice a lot of babies, they'll, on a high-low. Now, yours are flat, right? Now, some people had, in fact, I think it was here 20 years ago when your Hogman started that high-low idea, and then all of a sudden we had to make a high-low, and 10 other companies made high-lows, and it all started right here as far as I remember, and I've been in this industry 30 years. But because he had a 4.5 foot crate, and he wanted that high-low, Dave, at the time. But was yours high-low before or just straight flat?
You mean the sow?
Ridge, yeah.
The sow's
Raised.
Yeah, by 1.5 to 2 inches.
All right. So now this is straight flat, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And do you find that the flat's as good as or better?
I was skeptical at first. I didn't know what would be better.
Yeah.
But Paul and the vet figured flat, and talking to Peter from Hutterville, he found that the flat to be very satisfactory, to be good. And looking back now, I wouldn't want anything raised.
Yeah.
Flat, nice and simple. They're simple, like you start on one end and finish on the other. When you put them in, they're very easy to install. And
yeah. Do you think a sow's foot out there sometimes get a little sore on the side there at all? Has that ever been a problem, that high-low, the higher one? Did you find that the pig, I've seen sometimes you see a big sore on their leg going back and forth.
You mean in the old system?
Yeah, the old. Not really, eh?
There was some.
Yeah.
But
you thought the teeth, now the story is I think the teeth is a little extended a little higher. Some have said it's maybe too high. That you have access to the animal's teeth. It's not a problem in the flat, eh?
No. We found the piglets with some time when they didn't quite lay under the heat lamp with the raised one.
Yeah.
Like the tenderfoot, the old one. They'd actually crowd against this ledge, a big sow, laying against the comfort bar. Paul always figured there is crushing going on because of that, because they like to lay.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a corner for the piglet
something to lay their back on, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, and I found that I've seen that, and some people said that's why we had 1,000 sows down here, North Dakota, PIC, and we found that high-low to ours was we had 0.37 more pigs on ours versus the cast on a high-low, and that was one of the reasons. And the other reason, if an animal's there and they lay down, it's more a thing to crush on an edge than not an edge, I think. So other than that, they're cleaning good. When you clean once at a time, once you clean out, right?
Yeah.
So about 2-3 weeks into it, they seem fairly clean around where the baby's gone. The slat clean fairly nicely on its own.
Yeah.
Nice and clean and black, eh? And a lot of the poop, like it says, filtered through with the back end of the sow, of course, after you've cleaned out. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's the report we're getting. So now, you feel you're getting the optimum as far as pigs weaned off it? You're not seeing a low incidence of crushing or some crushing or what?
Well, as per what you could contribute to the sled, I feel it as good as you could get it, as far as the sled being a causing of the sow not good footing going up or down.
Right, and I've had them 2 years. Have you noticed pretty standing up, that hard plastic? Is it for wear there?
Well, you see the other one right under the sow. A sow, sometimes she'll chew with her bottom lip, like there with her teeth, or she'll paw around. Yeah, there's marks in it. But I feel if in time, whatever, I'll say 10 whatever years, if it's worn bad there, it'll be easy enough because it's one straight bed.
Yeah.
To go and interchange them from the creep area or from the side of the crate.
Yeah.
I feel we should get the life out comparable to anything else.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like that.
But definitely, because if one or two, we can always pop it out. We've seen them last a long time. That hard fiberglass in there. Other point, you think? I was trying to think what else I thought of. Yeah. See, behind with the cast there, you actually looked at maybe considering buying cast, right, under the sow?
Yes, we did look at it. We never were very enthusiastic about cast. Okay,
what was your main reason why you would not want to look at cast? That's strongly.
Well, it's expensive.
Yes.
And we Guy, we talked with numerous colonies that had put it in the second round already, or second time in a second new barn or something like that.
Even the cast, you mean?
No,
okay. Yeah.
Yours.
Yeah, right.
And it was definitely what really thought about it. It's very simple. I know I did talk to Peter from Huddersfield.
Yeah.
He said it's very simple. You put it in, you start on one end. He said you don't need this high-low stuff.
Yeah.
It's as good and better, and that's what I found.
Yeah.
That's what we found.
Yeah. Do you think the temperature neutrality of it has a point? The fact that it's plastic and doesn't seem to warm up as much than a cast would under the sow when they lay there?
Yes, well, definitely. This cast is a dense, the denser an object, the more capacity to retain heat.
Yeah.
That's no doubt. That's...
Yeah, it's a softer metal in a sense, too, and it's a good conductor of heat, cast, right?
Yeah.
So then...
It absorbs it because of the density.
Yeah, true. And then it heats up quick, eh? It holds the heat.
It holds the heat.
Yeah, we've noticed that. In fact, I had the black sat out in the sun today, and it wasn't that hot. I had the cast out, and it was hot, just from the sun. So if you have a sow on there, maybe it's about 5 degrees warmer, as we found, as a plastic. So there's not as much temptation to little babies to want to lay in mama's bed.
No, I don't see that in the tenderfoot, the old barn. That definitely did. They'd go under and pile up under the sow while she was eating. I would have to say I see very little of it here.
You wonder, well, maybe because the metal was in the sow that it got heated. You like to say there's metal inside that plastic, because that's about, it's plastic in the tenderfoot, but maybe the metal got warmed up.
Well, that, maybe not as bad.
Not as bad,
but
no.
It would still, the denser an object,
it would conduct
more heat.
I hadn't thought of that. You're right. So that's true. And well, that's the point. These are the points we see feedback. So it looks like you're happy at this point. And like you said, we've got in this area maybe 90-some-odd% of the people using it. Like some would put in their home farm and then now in the new farm. And so that makes a guy look at it. And then, so that's good. Well, Pete, thank you very much. And so we'll see what other people think of it. Very much. Appreciate it.